Challenge accepted. Woo! Yes, welcome everybody to ReaLAWstate with Patti and Kate. Woo! Woo! So today we have it's almost a variation or a digression of what we normally talk about, because we're going to kind of get a little personal here. And
oh boy.
Yeah, so first we'll talk about why we're going to get personal, and then we're going to get personal, okay? So first of all, we've had a gorgeous summer. And these days have been beautiful. And sometimes when the weather got you, right, when you have a little extra time, you know, like there's many ways that you can say, I'm not going to do my habits or my rituals or my business, my consistency, because I'm just going to go enjoy this day. Like, I won't get this day again, whereas my papers will always wait.
Yeah.
And so you as a business person are in this position where you have to get yourself out there, and you need to do your habits or your rituals, right, on a regular basis, even when you don't want to.
Yes.
And with it being a gorgeous August and coming off of a gorgeous July, you know, we thought it might be a good time to just kind of come around again to why you need to do it, and some suggestions for you and some success stories for you on how to achieve your goals and stay consistent, even no matter what the distractions.
Right.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about a challenge that Patti just did, and we're going to kind of walk through it, and we're going to dig in. And you know, it's funny because yes, it's scary.
Talk about out of my comfort zone, but okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Patricia, we call Patricia when we're talking lawyer, right? Trouble. Patricia's an attorney. She does this great book of business. She's kick-ass, like she's the bomb, right? And so with all of these things going on, you know, what does she do 75 days ago? She comes into the office, and tell us what you said 75 days ago in the office.
I said, I can't believe I signed up for this. But 75 days ago, I want to do a little bit of a preface, but by just saying there's so many people who go through what we're about to talk about, but they don't talk about it. And then they think they're a failure because they're having these feelings of not being able to keep up, of not getting accomplished everything they want in their day. And they think it's only them that's having that thought. Because so many of us, what we put on social media, all the good stuff, right? I'm not on there saying, wow, today was a really sucky day. I got nothing done. I can't put that on Facebook. But we all have those kinds of days. And I think it's important to talk about it, because so many people, I think, give up before they should, because they think they're not successful when they are on the same exact road as everybody else and those people that they perceive as successful. So I was kind of having one of those moments, I guess. So 75 days ago, I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall. I'm on the hamster wheel, as I call it. I'm going. I'm working extremely long days. I'm working so very hard, and I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. So I'm reactive. I have emails. I'm putting out fires. I have telephone calls. I'm getting a few things done every single day. But when I go home, I go, what did I actually accomplish today? What did I produce? And usually the answer is a big fat nothing. So then I put together a list. You know, I'm investigating, saying I'm going to do some kind of time management education, and I'm looking for these stupid books. I'm looking for the magic answer, right? So I'm going to make a list of the 3 things I'm going to get done, A, B, and C today. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to feel good about myself. And so I go to the office, and I start my day, but then my day starts happening to me. So then I go, all right, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get A, B, and C done. If I just get A and B done, that'll be good. And then the day progresses. Well, if I just get A done, that'd be pretty good. That's a good accomplishment. It's better than yesterday. And then I'm like, well, if I just start A, that'll be good, right? Yeah. And so I'm constantly compromising my day, compromising what I'm going to get done in my day. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, I've accomplished nothing other than answering a bajillion emails and answering the phone. And I feel just lost. I'm just on a hamster wheel. And it's hard because you want to accomplish so many things. Like, I have so many big ideas. I've always been a big idea kind of gal, like, you know?
So I want to stop for a second, because what you're talking about is really important. It's talking about the perception. Her perception of her productivity and her accomplishment, right, is minimized because she's setting these I think, right, these lofty goals almost, right? And then, you know, when we talk about, like, even when you fail, right? You fail forward because all the
Yes.
things that you got done, you're not giving yourself credit for because you didn't hit that pie in the sky goal.
Right.
Right.
Because I didn't
And-
get A, B, and C done, but I am totally minimizing the 100 emails that I went through.
Right. And
yeah.
you've been productive all day. And
Yeah.
so what did you do about it?
So I decided I had to start looking into this, and I had to be really critical. There's so much information out there right now.
Yep.
And, going on the internet, Google, you find all these, high-powered people who say they have the answers, but have never actually run a business before other than a business of teaching you how to run a business, which is not really a business. They don't really know what they're talking about. I couldn't waste my time on that. I had to find somebody who I could relate to, who could give me some kind of tangible answer about how to make my life better. So I find this guy online, and I'm just going to give you a little disclaimer. I think he's awesome. His name is Andy Frisella, Frisella. He has this podcast called MFCEO, which I won't tell you what the MF stands for.
I think I can figure it out.
So there's a lot of cursing going on, but I'm not offended by that. So if you're somebody who's offended by that, then you might want to find somebody else. But in any event, I found this guy. He's very, just bottom lines it for you, and I respect that. And he came up with this challenge. So he's very successful, runs multiple businesses, billions of dollars. So he's the real deal, right?
Yeah.
And he pulled himself up from his own bootstraps, which I have huge respect for that. He did not inherit this money. So in any event, so there's a 75-day challenge. So he says, this is what you have to do, and you will find if you follow it to a T, when you get to the 76th day, you're going to find you think different. So I'm just desperate to think different, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm a pretty smart chick, but I needed to approach this different because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, right? So I had to do something drastic. It had to be drastic for me. And I'm a go big or go home kind of person. So anyway, so for 75 days, this is a mental challenge or a mindset challenge. It's really what it is, but there is a huge physical component to it. So you have to work out twice a day. Yes, twice a day, 45 minutes each workout. One of those workouts has to be outdoor. So you might find yourself, as I did, walking through the lightning storm or, some heavy rain. And after a while, you actually kind of like that, but that's a whole nother story. You have to do that. They can't be back to back. I mean, it's twice a day. So one in the morning, one at night. You have to follow any kind of eating program you want. So if you're a keto person or paleo or Weight Watchers, or maybe you're trying to gain weight, whatever it is, you pick the plan, you follow it for 75 days. You cannot cheat once. If you do, you start back at day one. So this is true commitment. No alcohol. You can't drink any alcohol. And of course, everybody's like to me, it's the summertime. Patty Patron, what are you doing? It's tequila. So, all right, so no alcohol. I have to drink a gallon of water a day. So
I'm just got water right over there.
Yeah, I got my little water all ready. And you have to read 10 pages every day of some kind of a nonfiction, entrepreneurial type book, something that's going to propel you forward every single day. And let me tell you, there was some nights where I'm reading it and I got one eye on it and I'm just reading words. I'm not retaining it because it's a lot. And then you're supposed to take a progress pic every day. So you have to do those 5 components, 75 days. And like I said, you miss one of them. You're no excuses. You're going back to day one. So I thought, all right, I'm going to announce it, right? That gives me some kind of accountability.
Yep.
I joined this private group that's doing the 75 hard. And let me tell you, they will keep you accountable. It's been a great group. But
did you post your pictures in there?
I posted my before and after just the other day in that private group. I won't do that on Facebook. I don't need to find that anywhere. Although I could still find it in the private group somewhere, but whatever. Yeah. These people don't know me. So I did keep, my progress pic so I could see the before and after. So it's been an amazing mindset change for me. And I find myself when I go to work and I have to get A, B, and C done, A, B, and C gets done. And period. There's no excuses.
No excuses.
Because you're taking the bullshit out of it, quite frankly, right? And you're taking out of it your constant creativity of, well, I'll just do this. Or
the stories we tell ourselves.
Yes, the stories we tell ourselves.
And, I'll be honest. So she started that, and it was a few days after. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that too. And I made it like 4 days, and I was back to 1. So I'm like, this one's not for me right now. But tell me about so absolutely, I love that thought that you're saying about, the mindset is just do it and get it done. No excuses. I love no excuses.
No excuses.
Because we are the best storytellers to ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
So I love that. But tell me what happened, like, as you started to improve.
And this is part of, I think, the mindset change, right?
Mindset change. So she shifted.
Absolutely. And you have to recognize it. And I think that's a very important point, because I'm listening to this guy in the podcast every day, and I'm like, you tell him, brother, I get it, right? And you got to work hard. I'm a hard worker. And you're just fired up, but you're not really thinking about how those principles are applying to your life. So when I first started, I was so out of shape that all I could do was get my 45 minutes of walking done, right? Yeah. And so here in Mattapoisett, I would do the same routine through the streets of the village. And when I got back, my little timer would go off, 45 minutes. I had it down to a T. And there were many nights where I didn't want to do it, and I just had to get out there. So somewhere in the middle, I get back to my house, and I'm like, my timer didn't go off. So I look at my phone. I still have 10 more freaking minutes. I'm like, I was so angry.
Oh my God.
I was so angry because I thought it was going to be done. So because you're coming down that home stretch, right? You're coming to your house. I'm powering on. Almost home.
No more huffing and puffing.
No more huffing and puffing. Life is good. And I still have to go 10 more minutes. I was so angry. And then I couldn't figure, why am I so angry? So I'm walking further in the neighborhood, and I'm trying to figure this out, trying to figure it out. And the next day when I woke up, I thought about it again, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm improving.
This is progress.
It's progress.
So she's getting better and stronger and faster.
Exactly. And that was something to be proud of.
Yes.
Instead of me taking it as an aggravation that happened to my day, it was actually an example and the result of what I had achieved at that point. And I had to own it and then figure out, how am I going to build off of that? Right. Yeah. So then I started adding weights, and then I started picking up the pace, and I extended my walk. And now just recently I started running. And when I say running, it's like a run walk. So let's not get crazy, but I started adding that every time, because complacency seeps in so fast, you don't even know it.
And good is good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just take that moment that she had, and she's like, oh my God, like, I am becoming better, and to be able to love on that moment. And does that happen to you when your business gets busier and stuff? And I'm not talking about the, I'm so busy, I can't get my stuff
we're
done
all busy.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this measurable moment when she said to herself, oh my God, I'm getting better.
Right. And I think that translates to so many things. So our agents, so some of the newer ones, you sometimes have to start calling people, right? And so that's nerve-wracking, and you're going to get rejection a lot, but you got to do it. So you start doing, say, 5 phone calls, and then that becomes comfortable. Well, now you can do 10.
So maybe she says, so taking this to the real estate office, maybe we say there's an hour of phone calls. Yep. And at the beginning, maybe you get 5 in, and then you're like, I still got 10 more. I have more time. So maybe that is an improvement measure. Yeah. So I think that non-negotiable habit, that non-negotiable, and she said she's doing 75 hard. She meant it. Yeah. We traveled together for our strategic plan, and she was like, when I'm like, well, what's your eating plan? Like, what can I expect tonight? Like, am I eating grass? Right. So, but it was also, we went out for the walk at night, and then in the morning, I tried to get her to do yoga with me on the beach. Right. And she's like going, no, I'm used to my ritual. I got my timer. I got my thing. I'll see you later.
I had a list of my podcast. I had a list of my boy, Andy.
Yeah. So she had her rituals for that, and so that was something that was huge. All right. So congratulations. That is a huge achievement. And I can't wait to see the ripple effects of this.
I'm super excited about it. I was kind of actually nervous even for it to come to the end. Because then I'm like, well, now what? And I saw how complacency would seep in while I was doing it. How is that going to seep in after I'm done? So
let's set up her day was, I love the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. So her day 75 came on Friday?
Friday was 75.
Friday was 75. All right, so tell me about your weekend.
So I decided I got to keep going. I can't allow myself to go backwards. I have come so far, and I'm thinking, if my mind has changed so much in 75 days, what's going to be like in 150, right? I'm going to be off the President of the United States, people, right here.
Well, we need one. We need one. We need one.
So I kept going, and then what happened last night, right? So then you have these test days, right, where you just can't
test it. Yep.
It tests your will, and you know, this becomes very cliche, but what's your why? It tests really what is your why and your conviction to your why. Why are you doing this every single day? And that is another thing I think people should know. You know, all this talk about willpower and whatever. There's no magical formula. Every single day, I had to remind myself why I was doing this, because it's easy to forget. And every morning, I kid you not, like I would lay in bed and set my alarm extra early just so I'd have half an hour to talk about myself in the head, going, do I really have to get up? Do I really want to do this? Can I do it some other way? Maybe I could do this at lunch. Maybe blah, 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 blah. Like every single day.
Trying to talk yourself out of it.
Exactly. So it doesn't really go away. It's how you manage it is really what it's all about. So anyways, so yesterday, my family and I decided to go visit Block Island, and we did not get home until 11:30 at night.
So 11:30 p.m. at night. Her 75 days are done. She made her 75 days, right? Yeah. What happened?
I went out walking at 11:30.
That is so awesome.
And I dragged my poor husband. I was like, you got to go with me. And so we did. We walked. By the time we got back, it was like 12:30. Yeah. And I still had to finish my water. Yes, at 12:30, I'm drinking 3 more cups of water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, and on the ferry ride home, because I didn't have a book with me, my ferry ride home, I had to buy a book on my phone so I could read my 10 pages, right?
Yep.
And it's amazing.
It's conviction.
It's conviction, and when you, I can't say enough about the why. I don't know that I really had a why before. And like,
what is your why?
Well, there's 2 parts. Part of my why, I think everybody in my age group in their 40s and above, you're all talking about our exit strategies, right? Like, am I going to be able to retire? Am I going to be working till I'm 100, right? So that's one of my whys. So trying to create a different mindset and to accomplish everything I want. I'm not getting any younger. I am going to die as much as I try to resist it, right? So life will come to an end, and I'm running out of time. So I have that. And my other why is I was in such pain from the hamster wheel. I can't even tell you, like every day, it was so exhausting. And I said, I'm not going back there anymore. My day is going to be different. And every day I didn't want to do this challenge. I had faith that it was going to change my mindset. I didn't know. I don't really know this guy, right? He could be lying to me.
She did say, when she first started, she goes, this is more of a mental challenge than anything else.
It's total mindset. Yeah. And I didn't like my old mindset. I needed a new mindset. And I'm always hey, you can do it, girl, right? That's
So you think about this. At the beginning of the year, right, we became partners at Bold Real Estate.
Yeah.
Okay, so now she has a new challenge with that. Yep. And then she has to figure out how to compartmentalize her business, her law business, which is thriving, that she's keeping going. She's got Bold Real Estate that we're trying to figure out together. She's got some new initiatives that are going on here.
Yep.
And then she's got these other goals that she has, right? Yeah. So I totally get why you're like, I got to figure this out on how to get all these babies in there so that I can get to where my big why is.
Yeah, and to know, like, and it sounds kind of morbid, but when I get to the end of my life, I want no regrets. Like,
I agree with you 100%.
If I burn it up, at least I have tried it. I do not want to be the end going, geez, I really wish I started a real estate company. You know, I could have wholesaled. I probably could have flipped a house. I could do, like, no, that's not going to be the end of my life. No way.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought this was super cool, and I'm like, will you share this with our friends out there? Because, you know, I always say, like, why do we stop doing what's working for us, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like that one day, boom, it's gone, and then our complacency's there, or our excuses to ourselves, you know. And we are the best salespeople to ourselves.
Yes.
Right? I can sell anything to myself. Yeah. Right? And I think that you guys know this. And I think I see Meg and Ann on this call. Hi, guys. How are you? So you guys get this, right? So, you know, you both are driven people, and you understand. And it's like, what are the lies that we tell ourselves to stop? Right. And I love that you're staying. Yeah. You know?
And I was so nervous about coming on to this video, I think, because I want to be able to verbalize this the correct way. Like, I don't want to come off pompous or anything. Like, this is literally a challenge anybody can do. And you can totally take hold of your life. Like, and accomplish what it is you want to accomplish, no matter how small. So like going back to like the new agents, you can make those 5 calls. Tomorrow you can make 10 calls.
Right.
You can you can do all these things. You can go to networking.
It ultimately is your life,
It's
right?
your
So if you
life.
talk yourself out of doing something you want to do in order to get to where you want to go,
Right.
guess what? You know what? Yeah, you sold yourself, but you're not going to get what you want.
Right.
And that is ultimately what I think that we have to.
And I think people are afraid, and I hate to keep cutting you. I'm so fired up about this. So I think people are afraid about what other people are going to say when they do things out of their comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to get a whole lot of flack for starting a real estate company with you, right? Not because it's you, but just because I was like stepping out of my comfort zone, like what the hell is she
but
doing?
it's not.
right?
It's not often that a lawyer would do that.
Yeah.
So
So
people
there's-
have questions, and it's something that's out of the box, right?
Absolutely. And when I started this challenge and I started posting it, I was like, I know they're all saying, hey, you can do it. I know they were secretly waiting for me to fail. I know they were.
But maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were thinking, I can't do it. You
I
what
don't
mean?
know. All I know is that was motivation because I was like, what?
No one knows me that well. I will tell you some of the things that happened during this 75 days that she continued. She had a little medical issue, right? So she was, did you say I went in the hospital?
I did end up in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
She still walked,
I
right?
still
She got
walked.
out and she still walked, okay? She walked in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like lightning. Remember that crazy lightning
She's
storm?
walking out in the thunderstorm with her
Oh,
umbrella.
boy, probably not smart.
She walked when we went away, and she could have done something else, right? And she could have done yoga with me, right? But it wasn't her ritual. She walked when she got done. She didn't even give herself the weekend off to say, you know what, I'm going to still do this, but I'm going to give myself the weekend off. I'm going to go to Block Island. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to let down my guard. So she consistently stayed with it.
Right.
And
this is important. It's just consistency.
it is consistency, and it's those no-brainer activities. It's like that video I do in the morning at 6:30.
Absolutely.
People are like, how do you do that every day?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my ritual.
Yeah.
It's part of what I want to do to get to where I want to go.
And
And-
people get so much out of that. So by you doing that every day, and you do it for you, and it's part
Yep.
of your ritual, and
Yep.
then there are other people who are benefiting from that. And I
Right.
think when I was doing this, I think like I just had this crazy ZBA hearing in Falmouth, and I
Yep.
don't think I've ever been so prepared for a hearing in my whole entire career. Just
Because it's making her mentally sharp.
I'm so
it's getting her,
focused
and
on
she's
it.
confident. It builds your confidence.
Yeah.
When you are achieving and you are staying with something, your body says, I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Right? And so, Patty, let
Yeah.
me be the first one to say, you are a winner.
Woo!
Guys, 75 hard is what she did.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to look inside yourself, and I want you to say, what is it that I am doing that I need to give myself a pat on the back for? Because first of all, we are so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
The second thing is I want you to get real and say, what is it that I told myself I was going to do that I've talked myself out of doing?
Do it.
And really dig into why. Like,
Yeah.
and why did you give yourself that break?
Yep.
You know? And I'm going to guess, first of all, forgive yourself and then start fresh.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if it's August now and you're talking yourself out of things and you want to have the most banner year you've ever had, as well as the things that she's talking about as far as her confidence, her relationships, her drive, her getting out of bed in the morning, right? So I got to think, like, I don't even know if you've ever had the blues, but like depression, like the reason I
can't
get
even
up and
start,
move in the
yeah.
morning, right, is the depression thing, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, I'm so glad you joined us. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that being vulnerable is difficult.
It's hard for me.
And I'm just going to poke up one of the eyes and see who's been
And
here.
can I just say one more thing too? Just
Yes.
When you were talking about what do you accomplish through the day, one of the things that I learned through this challenge to do is I have this little notebook, and I write down 5 things I'm going to accomplish for the day. 5 things, not necessarily my, drink water,
Oh,
blah,
look
blah,
at
blah.
those stars.
But whatever those things are that you're going to do, it could be basic. It doesn't have to be big, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose 50 pounds. That's not going to happen. It has to be today I'm going to call my doctor. Today I'm going to call my client. Today I'm going to send the thank you cards out to my other client. Whatever it is, you put that in there and you check them off throughout the day. And when you've accomplished all 5, you put a big old W for a win. And then the next day you have another 5.
That's
and
awesome.
some of them could repeat or whatever. But now you're going to have a whole book of winning your
wins.
days.
Yep.
Those are your wins.
Yeah, I do.
Practical stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So friends, let us know what you've done and let us know how you stay on
Yeah.
track, because together we all get better and we all get stronger by sharing our challenges,
Yeah.
right? And what keeps us rolling. Thanks so much for joining. You are the rock star. I'm the luckiest,
You're a rock star.
luckiest real estate professional in the world to have you as a partner.
Oh.
We'll see you guys.